Okay, so for my narrative peer review, I chose to focus on Julia's portfolio. Um, the Overall, I thought it was a really good portfolio, very interesting and easy to follow. I thought that the artist clearly understood the project. She had a good application of making the image feel surreal. For example, in all of the pill bottle photos, you can clearly see that's like surreal. Like, also too of this character, um, him reaching into the bottle, and then even in this image, the bottle overtaking him. It being so large does make the image feel surreal. Um, at the same time, though, it does feel too real, because like the common like overdose and drug abuse, especially prescription drug abuse, is so common that these images really do um, feel surreal and very real at the same time. I thought that the artist achieved this surreal feeling with her composition and design. Like I said before, the fact that like here he's reaching into the bottle and the bottle is life size, and I think this also represents that like what a life size problem that this pill addiction has, and the bottle being so large creates a surreal feeling. Her composition of making it feel so large gives off this feeling. Okay, so the story was easy to follow. You have a normal guy here. He's just happy, relaxing, and then he, in this image, you can see that he starts thinking about the pills and taking the pills. You can then see that he is conflicted about the pills, and he knows that like this is him sober, and this is him when he is taking the pills, and it's like the conflict that he has internally. You can see him here, he's trying to ignore the desire to take the pills and to deflect away from the pills. And then in this image, you start to see that he's accepting the pills and that he's recognizing them and paying attention to them. You see him grab into the pills, start to take them, and then they fully overtake him eventually. What I think is interesting is then you get into him during the pills, which I thought was an interesting idea, like to incorporate like him on the pills, and you see like him when he's on the pills, and then you see the different types of himself on the pills. You know, like the different colors really show the different types of him on the pills and the way that he's affected. I think that there are a few like really great images. I thought that this image about him like rejecting the pills was interesting because it kind of showed that like internal struggle of people who do have addiction and are drawn in by prescription drugs and other drugs, and he's trying to deflect away from them, and then you eventually see him give in. And then again, just him like thinking about the pills here also shows like when he's just, because before these you just saw him being normal, smiling, and then that thought came in and he couldn't push it away and eventually gave in. Also thought the fact that you did make the bottle larger than life was like really like gave the message a lot stronger and really showed like how big of a problem this is. I didn't really think that there were any weak images necessarily, but the only ones is there were a couple of these images that I thought were a little blurry, and I know that like part of that was like getting the idea across, but I thought that maybe focusing in on his face and the features would really like give across like his feelings at the time. But besides that, I did not feel like there are any like weak images at all. I think the only improvement that could be made is maybe a little bit more images on like, because again I said I really enjoyed these pictures of him thinking about it and then ignoring it, and then maybe just a few more of his like inner struggle and like what he's thinking, and like how he's trying to overcome it. But overall, I thought this was a really, really good portfolio, and it was a really good narrative.